Today we're going to set up BowlerStudio using Eclipse and the Groovy plugin. Let's take a look at how that works. Alright, we start from our Eclipse installer. So nothing else that we need to install. We're just going to go ahead and install Eclipse. First thing we want to pay attention to is where we're installing it. It doesn't really matter, just remember where that is. The second thing, since BowlerStudio is already installed, we want to use the same JVM that BowlerStudio is going to use. So we just browse. You can see them already here, but the way you find them in the user-defined area is you browse for the JVM. If you're on Windows, it's going to be in your install directory, and if you're on Mac, it's going to be inside the .app. But on Linux, it's under bin and Java 8, which you already found. So just select home, Hephaestus, bin, Java 8 as the JVM directory. And you just go ahead and hit the install button. Okay, now that it's installed, we're just going to go ahead and launch Eclipse. First thing Eclipse comes up with is a selection of what workspace to use. We're just going to go ahead and set a unique workspace because we want to be fresh and clean for this demo. And Eclipse will finish it. Okay, now that Eclipse is done loading, we're just going to close the welcome screen. And we're going to use the help menu and bookmarks in place to install our Groovy plugin. It's going to search through the marketplace and bring up the list of available plugins. We are going to type in Groovy, and search for it. The Groovy plugin comes up right there. We hit install, confirm. Accept, and finish. And wait while it installs. Alright, now that Groovy's installed, we're going to connect our existing BowlerStudio project. So BowlerStudio has already opened up my copy of Luna. So I'm going to import that project into Eclipse by creating a new Groovy project within it. So we'll select Groovy. And we're not going to use the default location. We're going to use the location where BowlerStudio cloned our copy of the robot. So that's BowlerStudio Workspace, git cache, GitHub, username, and the directory where BowlerStudio cloned it is where we want people to open. Our project name is the same as the folder name. That's good. We use the next button to move on to setting up our library. We add an external jar. The external jar should be the install location for BowlerStudio, which is in bin, BowlerStudio install, and then just grab the latest version of the BowlerStudio to the jar. And finish. Alright, we now have a project set up in Eclipse ready to use. Happy roboting.